I'm Yendi, and I am, I guess, technically, if I was to fill out a form, I'd put media personality. But I like to think of myself as an artist. I am a trained dancer. I have a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Dance. I have a Master of Science in Recreation and Leisure Management Studies. I am a media practitioner. I host television. I've done lifestyle entertainment shows. I have done family magazine programs. I've done morning TV, not just in Jamaica but overseas as well. So to say who is Yendi, I'd say a Jill of all trades. Oh, I'm a dancer too. I said that, right? Yeah, I said that. I guess if we're going to talk about achievements or accolades, I think anyone would find it safe to say that it's one of their biggest honors would be to represent their country. I'm very proud to be from this little big island, Jamaica, and I was given the honor to represent the country in 2007 when I was Miss Jamaica World. My competition was in Sanya, China. I then also competed. I was given the opportunity again, and I was privileged enough to win the title of Miss Jamaica Universe in 2010. And in the Miss Universe pageant, I placed second, which was in Las Vegas in the United States. And up to this present day, it's the highest placement for Jamaica in history. Ooh, ooh. Sorry, I couldn't hold it. It's not necessarily the easiest thing. I mean, put it this way, when you have a creative spirit, you have an artistic soul, it's very hard to put yourself out there, and it's very hard to have what you believe to be your truth criticized and condemned or ridiculed. And I believe that once you set out into the public arena, it's a part of the game. You know, scrutiny comes with it, and I think it's very hard as an artist to have yourself scrutinized and criticized for simply loving to express yourself in a certain forum. So that part of it, mentally and emotionally, was a little challenging for me. More so the training, you know, being disciplined. I didn't have juice for almost 8 months because I was so focused on giving myself the absolute best possibility to do the best for my nation and for myself, you know. I think also it's it's interesting when people sometimes think that, you know, you look a certain way, then life can be easy for you, or you just get by on what you look like, and I think it's safe to say that's not the case. My life has had its fair trials. I lost my mom when I was very young. I had to complete my education on scholarships, because without scholarships, my father, having just lost his wife, wouldn't have been able to afford tertiary education for myself and my brother. So the struggles have been real, and at no point in my life did I ever have a silver spoon in my mouth, you know. And I grew up with parents who worked for everything they had earned and were absolutely committed to their creator. They were committed to their family, and they were committed to their truth. And I think that they've both instilled that in me in a very deep way. And in all things that I do, my creator comes first. And I try my absolute best to live to my truth. And I think, you know, being in the media and being in the public eye, people have opinions and a lot of things come, and sometimes you question who you are. But the beauty of, I think, facing those obstacles is knowing your truth and knowing where everything that you do is rooted. I would say to them what I have said to myself more than once. Believe it or not, I've looked in the mirror and said to myself, you are the only Yendi Amira Phillips, born on the 8th of September 1985, to Halim Elias Phillips, to Sonia Althea Phillips. You belong here. There is no other like you. There is no one else in this entire world has your combination. Your combination was created specifically for you because you are destined to be here. And I'd say to them that you have every right to be here like anyone else, and every single one of us has our truth and our purpose, and it is our divine right to live out that truth and that purpose, and no one should take that away from you. No one. I believe coping with insecurities as a woman, as a human being, as someone just existing is inevitable. the thing is that, especially now, we live in an age where the media perpetuates a certain image and puts forward this thing that they don't necessarily say this is what you should look like, but it's shoved in your face so much that it's hard to believe that anything else is acceptable, or it's hard to believe that anything else is beautiful, or and I myself have struggled with that. I've struggled with, when is my body the right body? I mean, I work in an industry where, you know, you go into a room and the casting agent says, oh, you're fat, get out. And you're like, fat? I'm like brolic, you know what I mean? And you have to understand that though I may not be the right person for that role, I'm the right person for some role, and I'm the right person for my role, you know what I mean? And, you know, we struggle with body issues, you know, I have a gap, some people will say keep your gap, some people say why you don't get braces and close your gap? I mean, if you want braces, you want braces, if you don't, you don't, you know what I mean? So it's, I think a massive part of it for me is I had to learn to be comfortable in my skin, and the way I did that was to accept myself as who I was created to be. And I genuinely believe that we're all created with a special light. I think the most important lesson I've learned on my journey is to not to allow anyone to dim my light. I mean, you're supposed to be here. There's a reason why you are created here and put here. And there's a light within all of us. And I think that the worst thing that you could do to yourself is to allow noise, clutter, external factors, media, society to dim that light within you that's placed within you by your creator. You know what I mean? And sometimes there are times when it's hard. There are times when it's really hard. And for me, my personal source is my creator. My feet are always firmly planted in and rooted in my faith. You know what I mean? And it's my faith that allows me not to let society get too noisy. I think that's when they get too noisy is when insecurities are propelled even more, or fueled even more.